Tuesday morning, my friends. This is MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. And we're starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. I will not disagree that we've got some winter weather to get through in the next week to 10 days. But then we take that dimmer switch on spring and turn it up a couple of more ticks by late next week. So let's get on to it and show you what's going on. Short term, good travel weather today, Wednesday, really Thursday, and even Friday if you call travel weather good, not snowy versus snowy. But Friday, it varies. Okay, I lost my connection here on this, but let's get back to it. And there you go. All right, so what we're starting off with first is that atmospheric river of moisture hitting the west coast now, and you can see it stretch all the way back to the west. That's the storminess that will be heading our way as we head into the end of the week. Traveling from the Thumb area to Saginaw on Friday, what's the story? Should be all right, Verna. Falling temperatures and eventually rain showers changes, snow showers. Let me show you nothing real big. Al Gross, good morning to you. And Crump, good morning, Carolyn from Crump. I want to show you this. You know, technology is amazing, and meteorological and agricultural technology is amazing. Let's look at where the first leaves are emerging. And you can see that spring is quickly creeping our way. So here it is. This map shows the first leaf based on satellite data. And this is we're starting in January. We're in January right now. Now, late January, it creeps up through Georgia. February now. And now it's February 20th, and then March, early March. And look, first leaves are even showing up in the southern parts of Ohio and southern Indiana. So it won't be long now. It's just, as you know, if you're ready for spring, it's painfully slow here in Michigan. So let's look at what's going to happen over the next 10 days. We start with today, and we have clearing skies, but a cold north wind. Tomorrow, we go to sunny skies, and tomorrow, a very nice day. Winds turn to the southwest by afternoon. We start to get into the quote-unquote warmer air. And then we go to Thursday. We're on the warm side of the storm. I'll show you a little closer in a minute. And the rain starts up in many areas, snow in the UP. And then as we go into Friday night, the cold front comes through. Sharply colder Friday night. That Saturday morning, you wake up and say, oh, we're back in winter. And we are indeed. Look at that cold air mass making it all the way south into Georgia, really even into Florida. So this is a pretty big late March cold air mass that you wouldn't expect in the kind of winter that we've had. But these are the last blobs of cold air working off. And sometimes these happen in April and they're not quite as cold. But if these are the last blobs working off, it means that at some point in April, we are going to go to a very nice weather pattern. Hey, Oldines, Oladaha? I had to try that one. Hopefully I did it all right. Thank you very much. Hey, good morning, Flushing and Elaine Veris. Don't hear from Flushing much. So next week, we're in the colder air. Here comes another nor'easter. A winter without nor'easters until we get to March, and this will be the second one. Look at 10 days out, how quickly that cold air erodes away, and we're back into the warm sector of a storm. That is March 23rd, and that's why I'm saying in the last week of March, I think we start to turn that dimmer switch up a couple of notches, the spring dimmer switch. So here's a little closer look. This is Wednesday, and this is Thursday afternoon. Rain showers, lower Michigan, snow, UP. This is Thursday night. This is Friday morning. Rain showers, most of lower Michigan, heavy snow, far northern lower, and the UP. And then as we go into Friday afternoon and evening, the cold front to our south, and by Saturday morning, the classic northwesterly winds and lake effect snow patterns. So for places like Ann Arbor, Detroit, Lansing, Saginaw, Bay City, Flint, this is probably a couple of hour spurts of snow as it changes over to snow Friday night, and nothing real significant. The lake effect snow areas, Saturday, you could see some actual accumulations because we don't have the ice on the lakes. All right, temperatures, high temperatures, and you can kind of get a feel here from what I'm talking about that by late next week, we might feel like we've broken the back of winter, and I think we will have. So here's today, and it's cold, but with the sunshine, like Kathy Maupin says, loving the sunshine, and Susan Brown, I like your gift there. A 36 in Saginaw or a 35 in Grand Rapids might feel like 40 to 45 in a protected area out of the wind in the sunshine. Tomorrow in the 40s, low 40s, we'll call it 40 to 45. And Thursday in the 40s, southern third starting to creep into the upper 40s, but everybody in the 40s. Friday ahead of the front, 45 to 50. Behind the front, colder, Traverse City, maybe highs in the mid 30s early in the morning, and then falling temperatures. Saturday, cold. Saturday, you wake up and say, what happened? We went back to February? Yes, we did. Corey Lyles, a huge disc golfer, and getting ready. You'll be there by early April. So Sunday, back to 40. Monday, now look at next week. Monday, mid to upper 40s. Tuesday, near 50. Wednesday, 40s. Thursday, 40s, 50s. Some yellow starting to show up to the south. So we're taking that dimmer switch, like I said, and flipping it forward. What is normal? By the time we get to next week, normal, the average high temperature, 30-year average, is 45 in Grand Rapids, 46 in Kalamazoo, 45 Lansing, 44 Saginaw, 45 Flint, 47 Ann Arbor, Detroit area. So next week, if we have normal weather, we get to the mid 40s, which sounds nice and warm. And then we know that eventually mid 40s will feel very cold. And let's just look at the extended a little bit. The 6 to 10 day, still showing that slightly cooler than normal air for early next week. 8 to 14 day goes to near normal. That takes us out to March 27th, which tells me that we're going to kind of work off the winter cold at that point. It doesn't mean that we'll be done with winter. Doesn't mean we'll be done with a quick snow or even a snowstorm. But I think we're going to see a lot of changes. The last few days of March, first week of April, we're going to jump up. The ground starts warming up. The water, the Great Lakes waters start warming up a few degrees. Then it gets harder to go back the other direction. By this time next week, I think we will say we see the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's approaching quickly. So there you have it. Good travel for the next couple of days. Watch out Friday night into Saturday in the lake effect snow belts. And there shouldn't really be any major problems driving south this weekend, as this is the time of the year where people are driving south and driving north from the southeast, from the warmer climates. Thanks for joining me on the MLive Morning Weather Update. I'm MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Have yourselves a great day.